We're filming this intro a little bit out of order because normally we film this in the beginning of the video. We wanted to reshoot our intro because of how stoked we are with the performance of this vehicle.
In this video, you'll see all the things we did to move it one more step in roadworthiness. That includes brake pads and rotors all the way around. That means getting those turn signal and fog lights actually working, not just pretty little pieces of jewelry in the front.
And the one thing that we wanted to stress and touch upon very briefly is we're preparing this car for the Porsche Club annual swap meet. And in doing that, we want to get this car ready. And this is not like just any show car. It's not that kind of show car, which by saying that, we mean it is not a trailer to the event and it's all pretty and all shiny underneath. This is actually more for driving, and we're going to drive it to shows. So we're doing things in this video to get it ready to drive. That's a lot of temporary fixes. That's a lot of things that make this car a prototype, which means that we're going to be addressing later. We need to get this drivable so we can actually see how the parts that we made actually function.
We're going to dial it in, and then we're going to fine tune all the finishes at the end once we know that the parts that we're using and the way that we've done it is the way it's going to end up.
A lot of things you see in this video are not things we would typically do, especially in customer cars. This is a shop car and it's a prototype.
Prototype.
It's a prototype! We're not doing a whole crossover thing because we're not going to do all that work for a
temporary engine.
Yeah, so it's still going to sound a little weird, but it'll sound way better with mufflers instead of straight pipe with these inserts. And for the record, we didn't know that was going to happen. So for all people who are like, we told you so, you didn't tell us, we already knew.
Well, they told us.
They did still tell us.
Yeah, but we knew. Yeah.
But you don't get the full satisfaction of it.
Right, yeah.
This engine is a 3.6 liter, which is from the later model 996. This is an earlier 996 chassis, if you're not aware, and you're not following on this build. So we had to do a standalone ECU and a bunch of other junk to get this thing to run. The tune on it is a little rough when it's cold and has to get warm. There's going to be some tweaking of that. But also, this engine is temporary. We just threw it in because we had this chassis. Tony had this chassis sitting around with no engine, and we had a 3.6 to slap into it. But we have a different high-performance engine to put in this later on, so we're not going to put a ton of time into it, making it perfect. As far as the exhaust we're putting together is from used race car mufflers from a different car here that Tony bought. And we're not going to use stainless because we'll make a nice, pretty exhaust for the final engine.
Temporary and prototype. Those are our words.
Those are my middle names. I have two middle names now. So we get these Flowmasters. The idea is to insert them in here somewhere and then change the tip out so that it fits the shape a little better, which ironically we think the 996 turbo tips
are going to be perfect.
Rotated 90 degrees should fit pretty well. Because you don't really have exhaust laying around, I'm thinking what I'll do. This sleeves onto what's on there now. If I cut this like here, like maybe like right there, enough that it'll sleeve, I can kind of angle it a little bit. And angle it like that, but you know, in the place of this, and then use this bend then to bring it back.
Yeah.
Probably the most efficient way to do it. It's not the prettiest way to do it by any means. However, the goal here is to save as much time as possible so it doesn't sound terrible. So I need to get Tony to sign off on that first, but while we wait, let's slap this on the tip here and see what it sounds like. Get out, me swamp. Ringing. The harmonics of this vehicle are just
majestic.
A lot better. What the game is? That one's raspy because of the inserts on that side. I couldn't get it out. This one has no insert though. You can do like the.
This video is paid for and sponsored by AG1. AG1 is a super convenient health supplement. I like starting my day knowing that I've already taken care of giving my body what it needs in vitamins, minerals, and herbs to get me through the day and help support my workouts. It has herbs, vitamins, and minerals, all the things I need to stay focused and on target. With vitamin C, zinc, and mushrooms to support my immune system, I know I can stay at the top of my game. And with AG1, I don't have to worry about hitting a wall in the middle of the day. Even when you're eating right and intentional about your diet, it's hard to know that you're getting everything your body needs. And AG1 helps fill in the gaps. Head to our link in the description below to get a free 1-year supply of AG Vitamin D3 plus K2, plus 5 AG1 travel packs with your first purchase of AG1.
I think that'll work.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be embarrassed pulling the swap meet like that. Can we just like leave it like that?
It's starting to grow on me.
I think it's heavy. So we're gonna use these tips and rotate them to fit in that hole.
Ah, that's cool.
It's kind of like the teardrop shape.
Yeah.
It should fit pretty well. I hope. The fun part's gonna be, we're gonna have to get this like kind of mocked up and then put the diffuser up and then float the tip in there where it's gonna be exactly. And then we'll tack on the mounting point, I think. It's going. I think we got it. Nope. I don't got it. He dies, he dies. That one's moving okay. Alright, we save one side.
Nice.
Oh, now it's getting tight.
Yep, it's coming up.
The clamp will fit easily, but there's a sleeve into the clamp also. I think if I just spread that a little bit more, this is the same diameter as what's on there now. It's actually a piece from the same pipe. I should be able to slide it onto that and not have to cut the exhaust at all. This is the 996 turbo tip, which normally sits like this, right? And it has a bit of an overhang for like it to follow the body or rain or what, I don't really know. They decided to do it that way. If I make it square off the body and go straight out, it makes this tip outside longer than the inside, which I think is a little wonky. It might not be that bad, actually. That's square right now. But if I rock it over just a hair, so that's kind of square off the travel of the car,
I think that's better.
I think that's better. I think that's what I'm gonna aim to do. Something won't be the prettiest thing in the world, but neither am I, so. And I'm still here, so. Like, I'm not super keen on this right here.
Yeah.
But it's only temporary. It'll all be over soon. Looking good is still questionable, given that we're putting a muffler directly in the header, but. I enjoy that sound.
I mean, it looks way better than it did, that's for sure.
I'm not sold on it.
Well, if I were designing it from scratch, I definitely wouldn't do that. But again, for a temporary solution, using what we have, I don't hate it.
Yeah. If it'd be easy to reshape, I would just do that, but it's not.
It's not.
And we don't have time to make our own tips right now, so.
Correct. You know what's gonna make you like it a lot better?
Huh.
All right, take a good look at it. Now move over there and look at it. At the other one.
I mean, it's pretty much our only option, so
There you go. I like it if it's our only option.
This is what you're eating for dinner, and it's your only option, so you better like it.
You can have Brussels sprouts or Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, we got Brussels sprouts or Brussels sprouts with cheese.
There you go. You know what I take.
Yep, me too. What the heck? That's not supposed to come out with that. The
Start come out?
yeah, but it's the
We didn't put one with an impact, did we?
nope. I'm too scared to do that with fancy new things. Yes. Yeah, because I had to come off the suspension.
I
did
think,
the,
as I recall, I think I was sick for that part, so I know it wasn't me.
Ah,
No, you definitely weren't here. It was
Yeah, I was sick.
It was
I
probably
started
it
and
had to
then
have been me then, which is upsetting because I obsessively checked torque on the wheels multiple times. But apparently not that time.
Anyway, we gotta.
It's one of those things you'll have in these bigger jobs, unfortunately.
No, you won't. You won't have that on a bigger job. Yeah, just keep that.
Hang on,
steady.
hang on.
Yeah, it's moving.
Lessons are learned every day, apparently. Whether they're good lessons where you don't make a mistake.
I'm about
it's
to
just
read
like that.
Ryan as Miranda rights. Anything he says can and will be used against him.
Well, it's not like it's being recorded or anything.
No. Yeah.
So am I banned from torquing wheels now too?
I think you're building up quite the list here. No electrical and no torquing wheels.
I mean, I'm fine with that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
You torquing that down?
Listen, my guy. I didn't use a torque spec though. I didn't use torque wrench, so. But I don't think the washer bottle needs that, Logan. Relax. It's fine. I'm gonna be Tony for the rest of the day.
Well, then at least you won't have any problems.
Remember that moment. I don't know if you can hear on the mic, but Tony said, well, if I'm him for the rest of the day, we won't have any problems. So we gotta make sure we highlight one of his problems he has at some point. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. And then we got, did you know that I'm this close to levitating? This close. This close to levitating. Think about it.
Hey Tony, I think we have a problem.
This isn't what we discussed. I think I liked it the other way more. Thank you. Now you're going the other way. So the driver's side does not have a buckle in it. Whoever owned this car previously decided that we didn't need them when we bought the chassis from them. But luckily, we have 2 different Boxsters sitting around for future projects that have buckles. So we're going to yoink one. We're going back to what Amos calls the jigsaw car. This Boxster's been cut down and also has coilovers on it and ginormous wheels for a project we want to do in the near future. I'll leave that to your imaginations. Breathe it in, Logan. Breathe it in. Here. Get out of here. I got it now. It was this clip at the end the whole time. Classic clip on the end the whole time. You know. That was an adventure, by the way.
Everything's an adventure. Look at that. Like butter.
You fixed it.
Yeah.
I fixed the other ones.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to. I mean, I don't think it'll be as much work, but
Oh, I'm sweaty.
some cutting oil and a lot of elbow grease, and it
The man
doesn't
who
look too bad, and
makes titanium bend to his will.
that's it.
I think I could just sleeve it in here, squeeze it in here. Ah, falling! I swear I'm doing work right now. It just doesn't look like it. I'm in. I just gotta torque it down now. Oh, I can't fit a torque wrench in here. Think it'll be okay?
I don't know.
Look at that. I gotta remount the seatbelt bottom here though because it's not mounted in the right spot. I don't know why it's mounted back there. Wait. Got my red Loctite on there. Just gonna thread this bad boy in. Which one's been fixed?
Smart.
The rest of these need chased. Okay, so this is the rear interior of the car that needs to go back in. There's a lot of spaghetti wiring that we mentioned in the previous video going on in the back because of the standalone ECU the car's running off of. So the goal here is to kind of hide the spaghetti and get to look nicer.
Yep.
See if it'll actually happen though. You like that game, Tony? Hide the spaghetti. Sounds a little weird.
So among the many things that makes Porsche so awesome is the heritage. The nice thing is, this is a 1999 Carrera 911. And if you go back to 1965 911 and you want to wire up into the fog lights or the turn signals, the wires are the exact same color. If I want to put fog lights on a 1968 911, I'm looking for this yellow and white wire, and if I want to do a turn signal, I'm looking for this black and white wire. I don't, you only have to work on them for a few years and you can start to figure out the wiring harness, or memorize the wiring harness in your head, because they're using a lot of the same things all the way through. Yeah, if an engineer came in, and he was assigned to the task of doing the wiring harness for the latest 911, and he said, I want to use a purple wire for the turn signal, they say, you're out, buddy, because you don't get it.
I have a chair that drops out.
Yep. And then there's like this Rancor monster down there, and everybody just watches that. It just gets gobbled up.
Oh my God.
Thank you. All right.
Now I can see what he's doing.
Yeah.
Is this going okay?
I mean, no, because every time I touch something here, something happens and I have to leave. So
Tony's not here.
I'm just waiting for something to happen. Come on, doorbell, phone, somebody coming through the door. All right.
I'm not the only problem here, okay? I just want to say. So the thought is, if I bunch this up kind of nicely, kind of hard to do because, again, not enough girth to this shifter. Toy like a toiga. Snip it like a toiga. That you don't want to procreate. And pop her down. There you go. There we go. Carbon fiber knob on there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's better than a gaping hole.
Much better in here.
We want to thank everyone for all their comments and purchases for entries to win this. And we're going to announce the winner was Dwayne Wick. Dwayne, you have won the Eastwood Elite AC/DC MP 200i. Congratulations, Dwayne.
We have the intake, the core panel intakes. They're just 3D printed pieces that fit 90% of the way. Right now, they're held up by magnets. Lots and lots of those rare earth magnets that kind of hold it in place. And they've been staying there through driving somehow. It's pretty solid.
Yeah.
So the thought for now is we're going to make a bracket just screw to the body as a just in case kind of thing so that they don't fall out when we're driving around on both sides. So I'm going to use ArcDroid for that. And then also we have these windows here, which are the access windows for the ductwork and whatnot that will eventually go in there for those intakes. We're going to take some aluminum probably, go over top of it, take some screws, screw it shut, and undercoat over it, and let it exist for a while. Yeah, it's not hurting anybody. And we'll get to that later, and that'll allow us to have a tub here that's actually shut. This is the ArcDroid CNC plasma cutter. It is just this little robot that has a little arm and it cuts out our shapes for us. It's pretty handy. If you want to know more about it, there's a link in the description down below. The ArcDroid CNC has this really neat feature where you can trace your patterns by hand on here and it'll cut them out. So I use it mainly for when I make flat brackets or those things, which lately has not been very often. However, we have a use for it today, so we're gonna do that. Quick and easy. Now, I'm gonna take my stylus here. I'm gonna pick my starting point where I wanna start my cut, and it's gonna go step by step by step. What's nice too is I can do points and it'll draw lines between the points. So I'm gonna hit a point here. That'll do. They ain't the prettiest brackets in the world, but they're all function for now. Anti-rust treatment, you know? Nothing too fancy. Little baby. What a cool little dude. Oh, now come back! Everybody leaves me! I don't want to get lonely over there. There you go. It should be just right. Yep, there we go. This is gonna get screwed in for meow, just to cover that hole. So, save our quarter panel inside. We'll probably just rubberized undercoat over top of it for now, and revisit that later. This is the access hole for the intake, the ductwork for the intake that's going to eventually be made to go through here and back down to any coolers that would go back there, which we don't need currently in this build. So for now, we'll just seal up that tomb. Go right about here-ish, right there, ish, about there. Slap that in there. Plop that on there. We get tightened down then to whatever needs to be. And then this ring will go on there to help space it off the quarter panel, just like that. I think that'll do. It's like, this whole thing's just rigged up to look good. And I'm acknowledging that right now. We're aware that this is just a placeholder for the future. That's what happens when you make your builds 100% transparent. People won't show you this. But we do. I don't know why we do, but we do. Look, it's break time, finally! But not the kind of break I want to take. We're gonna do all four, like we said earlier in the video, because it doesn't pass inspection. So we just gotta do it. Thankfully, I've done like 100 of these in my lifetime, so on this specific chassis probably. So I'm just gonna blast through them. Kerchow. Look at these lips. Someone pad slapped this too, because there's brand new pads on the caliper, yet these lips are sharp enough to cut a pizza.
All right.
Hey! Get her! Get!
All right, so when you completely change out the turn signals that were there because they were integrated into the headlights, for the later model, later than this model, turn signals and fog lights, we need to wire them up. We bought some connectors that plug into these bulbs, and then for these bulbs, it seems that finding that connector is rather difficult, so we're going to resort to using individual terminals, and we'll lock them into place and wire all of this up to the car. So we have working turn signals and working fog lights. It'll be much more impressive when I can hit a button and then they light up.
You can do it, Tony.
Yeah.
I believe in you and your wiring skills.
Thank you. All right, it's more a matter of, can I continue to do this without interruption until I have the job finished?
Listen, Tony's not here.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
not here.
Yeah, does everybody understand that? I'm not here.
Hey, Tony, can you come look at something?
Come here. Oh man, we got fogs. That turn signal. That turn signal, and it blinks correctly too.
There we go.
We're legal, baby. Tony fixed all our threads. I can put the wheels back on now. So I got the harness out of the original engine lid, and then I chopped it down, I trimmed the fat, got rid of a bunch of wires we don't need, and some micro switches, and I also jumped the brown wire to the brown and orange wire so that the rear third brake light should, in theory, work. As we all know, I'm not the wiring expert here, but I did my best. I think it looks pretty decent. It looks like a decent wiring harness going on here. I was going to, originally, just keep the harness unmolested and just kind of wrap it up and put it inside here. But then I realized if I had it there, you could see it through the top with the air intake there. So I took the alternative route of just trimming the fat, like I said, and we're going to route it back to the corner here, up to the fan on the outside. And I'll come up with a way to attach it here so it's not flopping around. Maybe not immediately, but we'll see. So this will run to the fan, which I'm going to bolt here. So the fan is going to go right like that. So we'll have power to the fan, which will clip here. We'll have power to the light, which will go to here. And then I'll kind of clip in there. Should look pretty nice for a very quick solution. You can notice I got my lucky shirt on today.
Is that your lucky shirt?
It's beat to hell. I mean, there's holes in it, but I got my Guy Fieri Dungeons & Dragons shirt on, so I have a feeling it's going to be a good day. I put this on this morning because I started getting inspected today, and we're driving it. So this is the good luck shirt. And brake.
Yes, it is on.
Yeah! I know. It looks like my lucky shirt reigns supreme today, yet again. This thing's all reliable as been pulling in clutch lately. And by lately, I mean this is the first time we actually filmed it, but I use it in my life in general. This is the first time I brought it to work.
Right, yeah, you can't use it for just every day at work. You don't need
No.
that much luck at work.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
The Porsche Slantnose drives phenomenally. There is one running issue, and that is the Vario Cam Plus, which is not in the tune, and that's because we transplanted this engine into this car, and it's not really meant for this chassis.
Correct. Yeah, this engine would have Vario Cam. So the difference is Vario Cam Plus has variable valve lift. It's not activating, which means this thing handles great, but getting up to speed as fast as we'd like to isn't happening. We will spend some time addressing that, but not too much because we're getting another engine.
Yeah, this is all a temporary setup, which is the whole, like, honestly, everything in this car, this is like the whole vibe of this car. It's a prototype, it's a temporary setup. This engine is a 3.6, this chassis originally had a 3.4, this is running on a standalone ECU, and there's just a bunch of other things that are just kind of put together to make it work. And as you just said, why waste a bunch of time on it to just rip it out again for a much higher performance engine that we have
Lined up.
So anyway, you can meet us and see the 996 Slantnose and other projects from the shop at the Porsche Club annual swap meet on April 29th, which is exactly 1 week from the day this video comes out in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. We'll be there all day. We got a booth. And what else are we doing, Tony?
Oh, we'll be hosting a seminar at the end of the day.
Hoity-toity
Yeah.
seminar.
Oh, yeah. And so, yeah, come see what we have to say about making beautiful cars like this.
Yeah. We got invited to do that.
We did.
By the Porsche Club. Sounds official.
It does. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next week.
You sure I can't wear the shirt to the swap meet?
I'm 100% positive.